I know like I conflict with a lot of people's opinions with this. I think that music is shit these days, right? Because it's just become, it sounds good. But if you look at what music was, it was like books. It was like poetry. It was to express yourself. It was to convey some meaning. It was to... Bro, music means nothing these days. Like, some guy goes, you can't turn a hoe into a hoe, and then it becomes the fucking massive thing. If you look at, like, what Beatles did instrumentally, because it was revolutionary.
Maybe that hoe needed a story as well.
Yeah, but, like, it doesn't even tie in properly. The songs these days are just fucking just floppy music.
No, I agree with you.
No, I disagree. I disagree.
It just sounds good.
My agreement to that is probably on the sense of you don't have as much, like what's more successful nowadays is considered more shit. Does that make sense? Like WAP. Do you know what I mean? Like it's successful. It generates money, but it's a shit song.
Let's not put them into thing. Like, come on.
Yeah, but that's success now. That is success.
Bro, let me give you an example, right?
Come on, we're not giving them as an example. Like, bro, do you guys listen to WAP?
No.
Me neither.
But half the world does.
Half the fucking
Exactly.
world does enough to do a TikTok video on it.
But I'm trying to say, are they the only musicians at the moment doing the making music?
No, what I'm trying to say.
You know what I mean? You can't just bring out one example and then say that today's musicians are shit because of this. Because of WAP.
I'll take it back to 2008, all right? When we went to the Justin Timberlake concert, right? I was astounded by how talented he was. Bro, he picked up like 15 instruments that night and he played all 15 instruments. He like did covers of different songs. Justin Timberlake. Because you look at the musicians today, their talent is they've got big tits, a nice ass, and like 15 people have ghost written their song.
So you're saying Ed Sheeran's not talented?
Because that is different.
That's
I was going to bring it to. No, Ed Sheeran is talented.
Yeah, but he's not classifying because when he says artist, he's not saying every single
artist.
I'm not
saying... Because you can't put the benchmark to just WAP. But of course, they're trash. The only reason they're selling so good is because they're popping their tits out in their pussy. That's what I
you know what I mean? Talking
That's what I'm talking. I'm not classifying everyone. Because like my view of like, because I listen to new age rap. And I'm just like, ugh. I know Inan's a fan of it, but then you compare it to like old school rap.
Shit.
And you think about, you know, like, what's so good about Tupac? Oh, if he didn't do it, someone else was going to do it. But he did it, and he did it really fucking good. Like,
but Tupac's different. Do you know what I mean? Like, when we're talking about, what I'm trying to reference is Tupac and current rappers, for example, yeah? Tupac's, like, I'm not taking anything away from the Beatles. I never had a fascination towards them.
It's not your genre of music.
It's not my genre. But when it came to Tupac, it was more, you can see what he's writing is him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Now rappers are writing about what they see, if that makes sense. As in like...
The experience.
Hoes and glitters and strippers.
And money.
And who doesn't like hoes?
It's not about that though. What I'm trying to say is this like...
The quality is fucking so
low. For them to venture out and start something that's actually meaningful, it's hard for them.
I agree with you, but... One thing you got to put into perspective is that, bro, it's pretty much been done. No. Everything's been done. But what else? What's new that they can talk about?
Why is Ed Sheeran so good? Because he's like, all right, Linkin Park did it when they did that rock rap genre, right? But Ed Sheeran introduces rap into his songs and stuff like that. But it's his own vibe. It's chill. It's like it's different. Whereas, bro, I listen to new rappers, for example, they all sound the fucking same.
Yeah. It's deep bass, hard rap.
And I'm not saying they're talented, bro. I'm easy for a hook. Give me a hectic hook and some few catchy lines, bro. I'm there. But I'm not giving them the respect as to I'm gonna go to their concert. I'm gonna go see this because I have not been. Because in my life I've never gone and paid for a ticket for a concert. I've worked at concerts, but I've never actually paid to go see a concert.
But these are the people that are topping the charts.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Look at look at our number ones. And look at the quality that everyone's producing nowadays compared to the 90s. You look at the 90s charts and go to the 90s and say the yearly top 100. And look at that chart and go, fuck.
Yeah.
Another question
same thing
to
with
ask
the 80s in rock.
80s,
or like
70s.
70s.
Who determines these charts?
There's listeners.
No, not really.
Yes.
No, who determines the choice of these charts? So how do these listeners determine who's high and not?
Well, at the moment, it goes off Spotify, a lot of them. Like
okay, fair enough. That's true. But it's only because people want to listen to that. It's not because, I prefer to listen to this than that. You know what I mean? It's only catchy. A personal choice.
That's what you said. It's catchy.
But I listen to everything.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. In this day and age, what we love is that 5-second loop catch hit. and that's it. It's in my mind for the
And
next
I'm a
5
sucker
days.
for it too, cuz.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro.
But it doesn't mean that the quality of the music is good. Do you know what I mean?
Of course, yeah,
there's
I
women
completely
walking
agree.
around,
Of course.
Pretty this and pretty that. They know for a fact that song sucks. Like as if
Do you really think so?
if you looked at it as
Like, cuz if I made that song, I would have been like, this is the best song in the world.
it depends what I'm looking at it from. Do you know what I mean? Am I looking at it and going, okay, I'm gonna okay, I'll give you the best example, cuz. Am I looking at it and going, I'm judging it as like a movie like Fast and the Furious, or am I judging it as a movie like The Godfather?
I'm so glad you gave
Deserves an Oscar, Fast and Furious.
Based on what realism? It should get one for
especially
realism.
Tokyo Drift, because the acting was phenomenal.
Like
Phenomenal.
That's what I'm saying. Look at the degree of things that we have to like take in consideration. Do you know what I mean? Like when we hear certain songs, like he said Ed Sheeran, because okay, he's producing something that's pretty much different to nowadays. Okay,
Yeah.
When Bruno Mars came out, pop still existed,
Yeah, that's
but
true.
he produced quality music.
That's
It
correct.
was different.
Yeah,
The lyrics
I
was
agree.
now I get it when he's doing other shit. Like
Yeah.
now he knows. Like in my opinion, this is the way I see it. Okay, an artist needs to show that they can do it themselves. As in, do you know what I mean? Like when Bruno Mars' first album came out, you can see the lyrics and everything. The beat is all, it's perfect for him.
Yeah.
And I can go, you know what? He can do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I look at Cardi B. I look at Nicki Minaj. I look at
Cuz
fucking
they shouldn't
other
be
these
put
ghosts.
into this conversation, because they don't deserve it.
But they're
in my personal
famous
opinion.
now, unfortunately.
Who would you name that's like a rapper that's really, really good right now?
I don't know. To be honest, bro, I've been listening to a lot of Turkish rap, to be honest. So,
Yeah, same. But
like, I have had a lot of influence.
see, I would
on,
put in the genre of Turkish rap, Sago would be right up
Yeah,
there.
I agree.
Because
Sago is there.
his music is so meaningful, because what he does like a mix of contemporary rap, but his choruses are taken from like really old Turkish songs, but he mixes them in really, really good. So it's like he's doing his own thing.
Like,
You know
I've
what?
been listening to Purple Rain by fucking Prince. You know what I mean? Because my music shifts
Dead.
because he made classics. You know.
No, but I'm saying, like, as in he was asking now
Okay,
rapper.
yeah. No, I'm
Like,
just
if
giving
you
an
gave
example.
it to me and I said, okay, you know what, is Kendrick Lamar the best? I would say Kendrick Lamar was good at one stage, but
Yeah,
I
he
think
was.
mainstreaming it sort of not destroyed him, but you can see his quality drop. Same thing with Lupe Fiasco when it
Yeah.
happened. His quality at number 1 was different to album number 3.
Yeah. See, with Kendrick, bro, like I can see the appeal with him, and I've listened to Kendrick before, but I speak to people who say, Kendrick, nah, bro, he's like the best rapper ever. Like, what do you mean, cuz? You can't just disregard everything that's come before him that's made rap what it is today, especially when you're going up against, the greatest, bro. I don't think they compare personally.
No, like I know, in my personal opinion, it's like you look at it and it's like, okay, Eminem, for example, okay, what he produces now is
garbage.
Is nowhere near what it was, say, Slim Shady.
It's garbage, and I'm a massive Eminem fan. I can't listen to his new stuff. It's just, you know what I feel like Eminem's doing? He just takes the piss out of all the other shitty rappers now. Like, all his songs,
Oh
his
no,
flow,
fucking,
everything is like...
Rap God.
But that was old.
But what I'm, but compare
I
that.
just think of that egg. The egg that just... No.
Compare that to My Name Is, or Real Slim Shady,
My name is
or
Cleaning out my closet, or like...
that type of thing. Like you can't.
Student. What was that song?
To the other side. I can't
That's a
remember.
gangster song. They got me through some hard times.
But and see this connection that we make, that if it's your song that you've written, if it's what you've produced yourself without help, it sort of has that authenticity. Just coming back on the Beatles, that's why the Beatles were special as well. But they sang about Peggy Lane. Like, no one even knows where Peggy Lane is, but it was them. It was what they identified with, what they thought was special. And bro, there's actually a lot of deep meanings in their songs. So the Beatles,
Guys, I think Beatles had an advantage because music in that period of time was different to now, and I'll explain why. Okay, obviously technology wasn't as innovative as it is now, and obviously from album sales, CD sales, record, vinyls, cassettes, CDs, those were all things to determine who a successful artist was. I mean, going platinum, double platinum, triple platinum, all that bullshit. Today you don't hear nothing. Oh, he's got 1 million streams. Oh, he's the most streamed guy. Stream this, bro. Like,
it comes down to this as well with the whole advantage thing, bro. The reason why I think that today's music personally is crap is because artists want to cater to their audience, right? And I look at I'm gonna be hated for this, but the new generation have like no interest in, like being original. They all wear the same freaking shoes. They've all got the same jumpers. They've got all the same Gucci handbags.
You know what's funny,
I go to Maryland's, they're all an identical copy. And I'm talking boys and girls.
Because
right?
That's funny.
It's catered for that. But sorry, the Beatles, why they got so massive, bro, look at them when they like go out on the street. There's like 8 billion people outside. It's because they catered for their audience really, really well. And that audience was people who were like into storytelling and the whole, what was the meaning behind that song. Whereas today's music is just catered for, oh, bro, I want to put my earpods on
Because you throw
and
that
sit in.
so lightly, that today's music. Because you make it sound like everyone in today's music is terrible.
All right, cuz there's 4 artists in the whole freaking list that are decent and the rest is shit.
Because, you sound like an old man, honestly. You are an old man,
You
bro.
tell me 10 artists at the top of your
like,
head who are good right now.
You know what?
10.
40 years ago, there would have been someone exactly like you saying the same shit about the things that you're saying, about the music that you listen to.
I'm not disagreeing.
You know
Yeah, I'm an old man. But name 10 artists who you think are like platinum artists right now.
To be honest.
Name 10. And then go back to the 80s where you can name Guns N' Roses, all these mad-ass bands who are, platinum up their level.
Okay,
you have to Google
top 100 songs, YouTube. Bruno Mars. Olivia Rodrigo, which is a hectic song, Driver's License. It gets me in the feels, even though I've never broken up with anyone.
Would you consider Bruno Mars at this period?
I wouldn't say this period.
What? No, this because I don't even know what Leave the Door Open is. What is that song?
He's saying artist, not song.
Because like Weekend's really impressed.
Okay, Weekend's
Weekend
good.
Is a very talented guy.
Yeah, Weekend's good.
He spent $7 million on that Super Bowl entertainment of his own money. It goes to show the
level of commitment.
Yeah, exactly. Level of commitment and what he's prepared to do to entertain people.
At the same time, it just backs up what I said about artists just being about money these days.
I would agree with Inan for Weekend.
Cuz I agree, I like Weekend. But I'm giving you the challenge now, cuz don't look at your phone off the top of your head. 10 artists that are good.
Because I've actually stopped listening to music. Not gonna lie. Because I'm driving a car at the moment that's got the radio, and I don't like listening to the radio for personal reasons. Obviously all the other bullshit that they thing on there, all the filth that they have on Colin, Jackie and whatnot. But
just put on Smooth.
I do, because I listen to Smooth, WSFM, and what's the other one? Triple M, yes. And that's only to listen to games, Yeah, other than that, because I wouldn't be able to name it, because I personally don't. Like, I only listen to, because I rape the shit out of the music I listen to, because I'm still listening to the same songs I was listening to a year ago.
Same.
You know what I mean? Like, my missus gets the shit.
That's what I was going to say to you. Bro, I feel like I've come to a point in my life where I just keep listening to the same songs. My playlist goes like 90s, 2000s R&B, and then I'll listen to like 80s rock, and then it'll be Turkish rap, and then I do it all again. Like
the only reason I'm listening to Turkish rap is to like better my Turkish. That's the only reason. Like, obviously I like it. I genuinely
enjoy it.
Yeah, and I genuinely enjoy it too.
I hate Turkish songs.
No, I like Turkish songs. I love Turkish pop, bro. Turkish pop, bro. Get it to me, bro.
I don't like Turkish pop.
I love Turkish pop.
Because this is the formula for becoming a #1 artist in Turkey. Write a song. Yeah. Say the chorus 12 times, and you say the one verse 3 times. It's done.
Because Turks are simple people. They really are.
Because it comes down to this as well, to the quality of artists, right?
Yeah.
In Turkey, if you've got a right hand and you can hold a microphone, and you've
got
got someone who can edit your voice, you're an artist, bro.
I tell my wife all the time, because she listens to Turkish music also, because anyone could become a pop star in Turkish, and it's the truth. Because you hear these no-names that come out with one hectic hit, and then that's it, they disappear. Never to be seen
like,
again.
what's his name? Rain Man. He came up with like one good song.
Don't say Rain Man.
Second one
He's actually
was
very
alright.
talented too. No.
Second song, because I'm a fan of Rain Man, but his new stuff is just garbage.
I like his new stuff.
No, it's garbage.
Nah,
I don't know who this Rain Man is.
He's a nice guy.
When you say Rain Man, to me, Dustin Hoffman comes to my mind.
He is
because his YouTube views
he's
say
the
different.
brother-in-law of Cem Yılmaz, so you can see why he got up there.
Who's Cem Yılmaz?
Gora.
Oh, okay. I am mega out of touch with Turkish.
But look, I agree with you guys, but I don't hate on the new stuff, because if they bring it out, because I'm gonna pump my fist listening to it anyways. You know what I mean? But like, you're also right with the Beatles. But I just feel like today's entertainers or singers or rappers are at a disadvantage because they never got to enjoy the selling albums. You know what I mean? Like, cause music industry was flourishing under that concept. You know, the whole we put out like, you know, records,
like triple platinum in a week.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, cause like they've got nothing. The only way they make money is by entertaining and concerts and shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's a bit unfair because there was a time when albums didn't exist. Do you know what I mean? People were vinyls.
That's right.
And at the time,
it was one song.
And it was one song,
Yeah.
or it was, you know, it was more harder to obtain because the vinyl records were a lot more expensive and stuff like that. Now you got to define success based on what it currently is. Do you know what I mean? Like vinyl.
Yeah, I agree.
Radio probably changed it all. How my
Well, cause success.
radio plays.
Success.
And video killed the radio star.
Yeah.
Like 50 Cent. I think he's I won't say he's a terrible rapper. He's a decent rapper, but he's a genius.
50 Cent's first album was very good.
Bro, I enjoy all his music, bro.
But that's what I mean. There's a classification to enjoying music. Do you know what I mean? There's enjoying music where it's just fun to listen to. I couldn't give a fuck if the lyrics are telling me.
I'm like that too, cuz.
I'll give you the best example. The best example is Pitbull.
Bro,
His
not
music
talk about Pitbull.
He's
He's
horrible.
the best.
His
Because
music is horrible.
Pitbull is the Fast and Furious of music.
His songs are horrible. But when I mean by horrible, if you actually looked at the song and said, you know, I'm gonna listen to the lyric, I'm gonna do. But when you put the song on and he goes 1, 2, 3, and you're like,
Dale.
yeah, dale, like
Mr. 305.
Yeah, that's it. I don't care what it says. I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean?
love
And then you have people like Khaled who goes, DJ Khaled, and that's his song. He sang 3 words.
He's
Not
genius.
really, cuz he creates music.
He's a producer.
He is a producer,
Yeah.
yeah. And cuz good on him. Bro, if I can scream out, Inan Efe, and get people to listen to it, cuz hectic. Bro, you got to admire that much. Come on, bro.
Because it comes
Like
down
Pitbull,
to...
cuz Pitbull is ridiculous. But catchy hooks, hectic. I think in terms of fashion, he's dressed as well. Like all the suits that he wears, cuz crazy. I love it. Secondly, bro, look how successful he is from the stupid song that he's made.
Well, he stopped.
Exactly. And now he's living off that money, bro.
Yeah, he's
Royalties,
I
brother.
saw a video of him, and it was like doing something completely different, like more.
Because he's doing
human.
motivational talks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, good on him,
How
bro.
do you become 305?
No, it's actually inspirational. He was talking about how to... He made the example of, you know, when a child starts to walk, all the family get together and be like, oh, he's walking, you know. They're geeing him up. They're like, oh, yeah, get up. Oh, come to me. He goes, but as we get older, he goes, people tend to... oh, you don't be a baby. Oh, get up. It's all right. Don't, oh, what are you crying about? It's all right. You'll get over it. You know what I mean? And I was like, that's so true. As we get older, we just tend to get toughened up.
I wonder which TED talk he listened to get that.
No, this is people.
Yeah, that's
People,
what I'm
Mr.
talking
305, Mr. Worldwide.
People watch some TED talk, like a daily TED talk.
No, it wasn't a TED talk. It was just, I think it was a TikTok video. But he had a great point. As if you can only agree with that.
But cuz that's been said like a billion times. It's so cliche.
I had a question for you guys in terms of music. Shit, I forgot. It was a good
Do you
question.
think if we grew up now,
We're still
we'd
growing
have
up.
no, yeah, but like if we were like, I don't know, younger, and we'll like, I'll admit, like Inan, I'm sort of out of the music scene right now. Like I said, I keep looping up. But if we were 17, 18, say 16, 17, 18 years old right now, would we class today's music as up there?
Bro, for sure.
100%.
For sure.
Because
Because we'd be all getting
Yeah.
shanks and shivs, like 1-4 says.
nah, I think you'd still be the same from the sense of you would enjoy your era of music
Yeah, of
because
course.
it's affecting you different.
Yeah.
That generation, this generation now, is feeling different because of how advanced they've grown up. Do you know what I mean? We didn't get that. We sort of caught the middle of that.
Yeah, that's
How
right.
how are you guys with? I know that music gets enjoyable with the certain sense of nostalgia with it. It
Yep.
takes you back to a certain
Oh,
time.
mate.
But do you listen to music that was before your time and enjoy it?
Yeah, of course. My dad, cause I grew up listening to Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, all those music of
Like
theirs.
one
My
song
father
that
did.
gets me in the feels, bro, is Hotel California, the Eagles.
That's
Is
a good
that
song.
that on a dark desert highway? I'm already in feels, bro. It's like, yeah, bro. This is what I listen to sitting in a boat fishing with my
Oh,
dad.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it
of
just
course.
takes me back.
'Cause that's
But
what music
it's more,
is.
It's more for Fatih. Do you listen to older music, Fatih?
Back when I listened to music more, often, I should say. I didn't have a genre. It was.
I'm sort of the same, yeah.
You could.
Kaz,
I
I'm the same.
enjoyed Beethoven's Symphony 5 to fucking trance to Tiesto to fucking Pitbull. Like, I didn't. For me, it was just more. It's like what I'm trying to say. I knew what the difference was, what was a good song, and what I enjoyed.
You sort of do that with movies too.
Yeah, I love that. Like, I can watch Fast and the Furious. I can watch all 9 of them because I know what I'm in for. I know when I listen to a Pitbull song that I know what I'm in for. It's just my head's just gonna bobble, and I'm just gonna picture Latinos. Do you know what I mean? But when I listen to Beethoven's symphony and stuff like that, that was more relaxing for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then I can go from that to David Guetta, and then that back to Bruno Mars. Like,
Because I started listening to Billy Idol.
Yeah. I've
You know what I
listened to
mean?
Billy Idol before.
White wedding. Guys, I listen to everything. I really do.
Lately, I've just been more. Sorry, I've lost my voice because of the game yesterday. I've rather than listening to music, I've just been listening to stuff that I just learn, if that makes sense.
Podcasts and stuff?
Whether it's podcasts, even if it's just the documentary, I don't need to see it. Like, I get it, like, sometimes when you're like,
and the lion is about to
lion.
devour
Like,
the
I can just
antelope.
listen to that. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I like that TikTok video and the guy's like putting YouTube on to go to sleep, and he goes 3 hours in and he's like, a horse's dick weighs 11 pounds.
I swear to God. I go in from one video and I wake up in the middle of the night. I'm like, how the fuck did it get to this?
It's so good, those types of videos. But there was one thing that I just found it funny. It was on TikTok, and the guy's like, you know those questions that people ask, and you're like, fuck, where did this question come from? And the guy goes, if a deaf person saw you screaming, he goes, if a deaf person saw you yawning, he goes, do you think that they see you screaming?
Such a Dwight question. It's so Dwight.
That's so good.
Such a good point.
There's like so many of these questions that I see now. I just start laughing.
I've got a photo with my puppy like that on Facebook when we first got Benji, and it looks like I'm like yelling at him. I had my mouth open, and my dog's got his mouth. It looks like he's barking. He's actually yawning, and like dogs are so sympathetic that if you yawn, your dog yawns. Like they just pick it up off you. So I'll sit there like even with my current dog and just be like, ah, and my dog will be like, ah, and he'll yawn. Eventually he'll do it so many times he gets annoyed and walks away because he's like, I don't want to yawn all day.
That's so good.
Cause speaking of animals, I explained this story to Fadi about a bird. Just quickly going off on a tangent. I feel like a hero. Not gonna lie, like a genuine hero. Where I was having lunch, and I hear a bang. A bird hits the window. Ended up in the shops that I was at a Porto's. So I was enjoying my Bondi burger.
What was in the Bondi burger?
Extra chili.
Okay.
And so it looked like the bird was stunned. Like, you know, it started shaking its head. You can tell he hurt itself. It ended up on the chair, and I'm looking at it. I'm going, all right. And I can see like the worker coming out, and he was of some what do you call it? Anyway, I won't go into that. It looked like he wanted to get it out of the shop, but it looked like he had no
spatial awareness.
Nah, not even that. Like, I don't think he cared for the welfare of the animal. So I was like, I took it upon myself, and I'm like, all right, here's my time to shine. No, not necessarily, but I was like, obviously, when it comes to animal, I have a lot of compassion to small things, especially that little bit. It was a lorikeet. You know, the beautiful green, the green, red, blue, beautiful. And I'm just like, I'm thinking to myself, how the fuck did you get into this shop? Anyways, you know, at Porto's, how they have the unnecessary big napkins. I'm going, I know if I grab this thing, he's gonna bite. He's gonna rip me, like, cause which he did. He cut my finger. So like I tried to grab it, and you know how birds walk? It's so cute, like they bob their head.
Especially lorikeets.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, so it saw me coming. It's like, all right, you can see in his face. He's like this. He's looking at me, and he's like, oh fuck, you know, this big human's coming. Big to him, it's big. Anyways, I'm like, all right, how am I going to do this? Anyway, it started running away, and then it flew into the other window. So here's another bang. So then it's stunned, and it's like, it doesn't know what to do. So I'm like, all right, so I'm started walking towards it again. Then it's got up and bang, it's hit it again. I'm going, fuck, this bird's going to kill itself now. So I'm like finally ended up in the corner, and there was a bar between a window. Okay. And like the fear that this bird had, like I'll never forget. I don't know. It really got me. Like, imagine this. There's a little gap between the bar and the window. It stuck its head into the gap, and what ended up happening? His body was still out there, and he was shaking. So it was like, as long as I'm in here and I don't see this guy, I'm good. Like that's
bury your head under the sand.
Exactly. And I'm like, fuck, like at that moment, I was like, fuck, the fear that this bird must be in. So anyways, I threw the napkin on there and I'm like, all right, let's go. He didn't move. Look, he was stuck in there. Like this bird was just cowering. Grabbed it. It latched onto my finger. And as soon as it did, I knew he sliced something. Then he tried to grab me. So I grabbed him by the neck. Luckily, I grabbed him pretty well. So then I'm walking and just going, like that. And then finally flew off. Hand was bleeding. And it just made me think it's like, and I'm coming back to this. Yesterday, the Parramatta Eels played, okay? I thought to myself, like, at the moment, I'm a bit spiritual. And what came to my mind was, like, I helped this creature out. And obviously, in Islam, you know, having mercy upon certain animals or, like, I don't know, how would you go about it? Like, helping some, like, it was like a form of charity, was it not?
Yeah.
Because I looked up and I went, "Ya Allah, please, okay, let the Parramatta Eels win tonight."
Because you had a gate open to get in paradise.
No.
But you wanted
I also said that to my wife. I go, I explained the story to my wife. You know, I was being a sick. I'm like, oh man, I did this, and I'm like, fuck. I go, hopefully, babe, this may be my ticket in. I go, that one act there. I go, maybe like out of all the shit stuff that I've done in my life, they're gonna go for the list. It's gonna go. Oh wait! That bird's come. But no, because I was there, bro. Don't worry. But I still thought, I was like, I said to myself, I prayed. I went, I go, please.
Please let Moses.
I know it's the wrong intention, but you know, you can't be, bro. They say never to not want. Does that make sense? Or like always to ask. Or it's always good to ask.
You should be greedy in your prayers. They say.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It kind of worked, didn't it? We had the game of the year, bro.
So
next time you save a bird, can you call me? I'm gonna put a multi on it.
Cause I'm running into cause next week, when are we playing? When's Para playing? I'm gonna run into a park and just look for birds.
You chase him into the window, then help him.
No, like, you throw rocks at him and they're like, hey, I'm coming to help you.
You know when you were a kid, you killed ants, then you've like made a funeral service for him?
Cuz, can I explain to you a different story? This was with your cousin. You remember that crab I squashed?
Oh, fuck.
That one.
Cuz I don't know if you should mention this. You'll go to... Our video will get taken down.
I don't care. No, but this is the truth because, bro, this was so stupid. This is how... in the moment of a person I am, all right?
To know how much peer pressure affects you.
Yeah, in the moment, because as soon as someone says, it's like, yeah, that's a good idea. So anyways, we're in Wollongong somewhere. I think it was Wingdang. We're at...
No. We were at Port Kembla.
Is it? Anyways, Port Kembla, and there was crabs everywhere. So this guy's cousin, he goes, oh, you know, he goes, there's a crab. So we're walking, like it was a long walk, I'll never forget. Rainy night, and there was a crab there. He goes, Inan, did he tell me to step on it?
Yeah, he goes, why don't you step on it?
Well, I think I tried to step on another one and it ran away. So me being the asshole that I was, and this one, I still tend to think about this here and there, where I was like, no, the amount of regret that I have, like I am very, very sorry that I did that, and I'm gonna pay for it, you know, obviously, but
save the bird.
But yeah, maybe that equals it out, you know. But I don't know, like till this day, like I'll never forget. I just went smack, and it was just a squashed crab.
Because you know what it was? It was a cockroach sound times 8 billion.
It would be the ha-ha's there, sure.
It was like, and then you just look. This crab was flat on the floor, bro. It was just arms out, flat, dead.
I don't remember what it looked like.
I just looked at him and I was like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah, the disappointment.
I was so angry, bro.
The disappointment in his face.
I love animals to the point where,
God,
like,
yeah.
that story that Inan's explaining, because I've done that million times.
Yeah, because that's probably the worst thing I've ever done to an animal. Like,
I was like,
look back.
fuck, I was traumatized.
And I'm openly
whoa.
admitting that, yeah. Because I'm willing to tell the truth with that. I mean, because I have a lot of remorse to that. I mean, I know I'm going to pay for it, but, I mean, hopefully I can make it up for it. I don't know, bro. We'll find out.
While we're going off that tangent, we're going to talk about Parramatta.
Yeah, bro. Guys, give us a recap of what you guys thought. Give us your opinion.
All right.
I mean,
Since I'll start, because I am like the least freaking tactical in terms of knowing Parramatta. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago? I think it might have been last week. We talked about how Parramatta didn't have a game plan. Like, when was the last time you saw a game plan come out and execute it? Bro, there was a definite game plan to target, what's his name? Jennings in that game.
Yeah.
Every kick went up to Jennings. You've got, you know, the smallest guy on the biggest guy on the field almost with Sevo. It was nice to see that tactic.
Yeah.
What annoyed me for majority of the game was how bad Moses' kicks were. Bro, he was not kicking them deep enough on our... Like, we were getting held in our first 30. He was kicking fifth tackle, and it was landing on, like, the 20, 30-metre line. Our line, we know, does not rush up. So they were getting back to the 30, 40 every time.
Yeah.
But then I think, before the last Sevo try, I think it was the set before or the one before that, he did this massive kick from, like, the 30-metre line that went all the way back. I was like, wow, that's impressive. Not taking away that one that he kicked just outside the 40 and it went out, within the 10 or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that kick.
He put that kick in. I was like, finally, Moses, good kick. And then he put that bomb up for Sevo, and I was like, wow. Like, there was definitely a game plan by Brad Arthur. The team actually stuck by it. Like, it was just good to see as a Parramatta supporter that, hey, man, we know what we're going to do when we take on Melbourne. Or this was actually planned and devised.
You know what's funny? That Sevo caught all the balls that was given to him.
Yeah,
considering that it was raining. I mean, but last week was dry as bone. And
we talked about that. He stood there catching balls all game.
That's all we were saying at the game. We're like, he must have just been like, Sevo, mate. He goes, you're not going to do anything besides run and catch the ball, all right?
And they got one of the ball boys hold the sprint, right?
I said the same thing off air with Fatih, with Moses. The game against Broncos, it was like Moses did not want to get tackled. Like, every time he was going to get tackled, he was throwing the ball away. It was creating panic. We were dropping the ball. See how many times he ran the ball this game?
Yeah.
He actually.
But I think that was due to the
ball.
rain, bro. I think, like, if this wasn't wet game, like if it wasn't raining, I think it would have been a different outcome, in my personal opinion.
Well, you think Melbourne would have won?
Yeah, bro.
I
Because
do
they had a lot of fast players.
Bro,
there.
rain equals out the game.
Yeah.
Like, it brings two teams together because
it puts it 50-50.
You got a team like Melbourne who can throw the ball around, their fast breaks, blah blah. They really couldn't do that because the second they tried to do that in the second half, their completion rate started dropping below ours.
Yeah. Because you know what major aspect of that game was our forwards. Straight up. Through the middle, cuz they held our defense. They ran it hard. It was just straight. None of this bullshit. Like, cuz last week's game against the Broncos, it was like Nathan Brown was a big committer of this. They'll run and then they'll stop, do a sidestep, fuck all the momentum of running fast, and then it's like, oh yeah, I just made the ball. Oh, yeah, try to get it. And they don't even play the ball quickly, which burns me. So it's like, I don't know. I think they turned up because it was Melbourne, and Favour was in their pocket, considering that it was raining. So like, it was, of course, it's a good outcome. I'm cheering. Bro, we never win against Melbourne. Like, I've been down to Melbourne to watch Para play Melbourne, and it's just been, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Depressing, yeah. It's just depressing.
Bro, in a game like yesterday's game, your forwards have to step out. Bro, it was a full-on 80s game. You know those 80s games where it's just wet, muddy?
Yeah.
Bro, your forwards are your difference in that. And you know what? Like, Junior Paulo and, like, our forward squad, we've got a decent forward squad.
Yeah, bro, we got a haircut. One thing I realised from last year was obviously our big boys, Regan Campbell-Gillard and Junior Paulo. Whenever they went off, that's when momentum used to shift. I mean, I don't know if you guys would agree with me, but I feel like now
Paulo,
that we got
definitely.
this Isaiah Papali, bro, like, I think he's a debut from the Warriors. Oh, no, that's Will Penasini. I think he came from the Warriors, if I'm not mistaken. Isaiah Papali.
I'm not too sure.
Outstanding. Oh, my God.
He played good. Your mate didn't do very good, but...
Who?
That something Ovovich or whatever his name.
Opicic.
Yeah,
I think it's Opicic, or what did Ali say?
He made a couple of mistakes in the game, but
yeah, he's like, oh, who's that Opicic? Isn't that Turkish?
You were right from the Warriors.
Yes, NRL facts, brother. Don't fucking doubt me.
No, we definitely played very well, especially when it came to our defense, like Guffo holding.
Yeah, fuck Guffo, man.
Because it was just freak mode on, like. It was just one of those games where he just turns free.
Because I could hear him screaming. Like, I think they were going to do a dropout or something, and I could hear him screaming. Like, he really is a captain. Like, he's really matured into a really hectic player. You know, I think without Guffo, if Guffo gets injured, God forbid.
We'll be fine.
Nah, bro.
Hey, Will Smith actually did something good, that intercept.
That's it.
What about... Bro, I was impressed with Niokore. Like, he played really well, man.
Everyone, I've been reading comments, the Facebook comments, everyone's just been going, I think Brad Arthur's realised what the problem was, and it was Walker Blake.
It was fucking Walker Blake, yes, bro. You know he sucks balls.
And I think Brad Arthur is Well, from what I understand, the players rate Brad Arthur highly, and they say he's tough and he's very upfront in how he communicates with his players.
You can see that in the press conference.
Yeah.
He's very honest about how his team
he is really
plays.
honest. But I think he's got that much of a heart. I don't think he wants to tell Waka Black to fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
because he sometimes does good things.
Yeah.
Very rarely he
It far outweighs the bad, far outweighs the good, bro.
I agree.
Like, I don't know, Waka Black maybe needs to do a stint in fucking reserve grade for a bit until.
But I think last year he got some really key tries.
One game against Penrith, and that was his old club, and then he fizzled out. That's all I'm gonna say.
I remember a bit more times than that. I agree with you. The bad outweighs the good, but. Bro, Niokore, that clash between him and what's that guy's name from Melbourne? They were just hammering each other all night, bro.
Oh my god.
What's your take on the penalty on the report?
Bro, it should have been a sin bin.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, it should have been a sin bin, but
send off.
Sin bin. I don't think the referee really understood what actually happened, in my personal opinion, and I think that's why that action wasn't taken.
Yeah, but the video ref watches it.
That's true too. Okay, yeah, I completely forgot. Only because they've implemented this new VAR technology, bro. Like, if he gets minimum 3 weeks, minimum, and like that's minimum. So it's like, I don't know, bro. Like,
I was sticking with my original assessment, which was at the game, which was it's debatable. Like,
yeah, it is debatable. I agree.
If he sent him off, I could understand it.
If he didn't, I can understand too.
I just think that the way he swings the elbow is a very unnatural way to fall, bro.
Yeah, like
if your elbow's out and you're falling, you keep it straight.
Yeah.
But like there was a definite towards the end
There's
as you fell
100%.
down.
Cause there was 100% intent.
Yeah.
100% intent there. I just don't. I don't think he expected the outcome of him being concussed. You know what I mean? I think he wanted to hurt him, but I don't think he realized he fucked him up.
Bro, I'll be honest. In real time, I didn't see it. But I just saw when they got off him, like Madison was going to play the ball, and he was just out like a log. And I'm like, ooh, he's in trouble here. Like, what happened? I thought he copped a hip or something, and then when it showed the replay, I'm like, fuck. Bro, Madison isn't like... One thing that annoyed me was Pappenhausen's acting. Because, on two cases...
You know the fans, the Melbourne fans, I made sure they heard me, cuz.
Bro, Madison is not those kinds of players. So, when I saw him stretched out like a vegetable, I was like, ooh, he's copped something big here. But yeah, Pappenhausen just annoyed me. Especially there's that one where, all right, I can't remember who it was on top of him. And he goes to stand up and he literally headbutt his knee. And he's like,
Pappenhausen.
I can't remember who was on top of Pappenhausen. The para player. Like, he was manhandling him a little bit. Was it Niokore?
Yeah.
And he hit his knee and he's like, oh. And then there's that other one where he was holding his neck like they did a freaking, what's it called?
I think it was Munster.
Oh, bro, so annoying.
Dogs, straight up. All those Melbourne Storm. CUNTs.
It was a good result, nonetheless.
Yeah, it was a good result. I don't even know who we're playing. That's how... Because it's like we won a little mini grand final.
We just won the premiership.
Because 2 weeks in, with that performance... in the rain, it gives us confidence. Like, I don't know about you boys, but bro, I'm confident. There's no other team that I feel... Bro, we beat the benchmark of the NRL. Like, who else is better than Melbourne? Tell me.
Yeah, but if we beat them on a day that wasn't rainy, I would have more confidence.
I would probably say, over the course of a season, Penrith is better than Melbourne. Over the course of a season.
I can't wait for that game. Yeah. Okay.
See, next week's game is massive.
Who are we playing?
We're playing Sharks at Bank West. That's Saturday night game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Next Thursday night's game is massive. It's Penrith Storm.
Oh,
now, Storm's on a loss. Now, going back-to-back losses is massive. Penrith is Penrith. Do you know what I mean? And this is at Penrith Stadium. Now, I was saying it to Ali yesterday, and I think I said it to you as well, Inan. It was actually very different yesterday, and that's what you're starting to notice in some of these games, because this was our first proper game back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, after COVID.
Post-COVID. During and post-COVID. Like, there was no sense of, I got to check in, I got to do this, I got to do that.
Yeah.
Not, I'm sitting far away. Like, this was the first game where we rocked up, everyone's doing their normal thing. It felt like literally for 1 hour and 20 minutes, we forgot about anything that was happening. Like, it felt like a proper game. So, when we started to see these types of stuff, like, when Penrith versus Storm at Penrith Stadium, that's going to be massive. Like
it might be a potential back-to-back loss, man.
It could be because if
exciting.
with the home crowd there, like Penrith is a massive crowd there.
It is
you know what I mean? Like they know how to rally behind, especially the team that they have. I think this is because they're not. This is their first home game, isn't it? Oh no, they played last week against North Queensland and fucking 24-0.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like so, game like Storm Thursday night, it's gonna be massive for them. And with us, with Sharks, this is a good opportunity to hopefully get 3 from 3. Inan's prediction of an undefeated season's coming.
I spoke to Ali, and Ali mentioned this to Fadi, but I'll make it public. Now, how would you describe me? A very hopeful person?
Fuckwit.
Very besides being a fuckwit,
over-ambitious.
Yeah, very over-ambitious. Yes, that's correct. Perfect. Anyways, in my mind, I was thinking, I'm going for my desire to win a premiership, and in the circumstance that we win this premiership, I want to go undefeated the whole year, win the grand final, and I retire from football. I don't want to be a member anymore. I'm done from football, which is also...
So you're a part-time supporter? Okay.
No.
Because what you are asking for is like so ambitious. I don't care if we lose 10 games, as long as we win the premiership.
No. Because 20 years from now, when they go to look back, this new Penrith side it's better than the Nathan Cleary side, but they're not the Parramatta Eels of 2021. That is going to be the benchmark for the whole of the NRL. Not just Parramatta team, the whole of the NRL. Oh, yeah, but are they the 2021 undefeated premiers and grand finalists?
Yeah,
winners?
but you know what you do then? You become a fanat and be like, you haven't beaten us in 20 years.
Exactly.
It's the only thing you hold on to.
That's all I need. Bro, in my lifetime, once I'm dead, that's finished.
Because do you know what people are saying to me now? Like, when we talk about rugby league at work and stuff like that, I'm like, nah, we've got a good team this year, blah, blah. It's probably... They're like... Bro, it's weird that Paris supporters have been quiet for the last, 20 years, and all of a sudden, the last few years, you guys have started talking again. I'm like, yeah, because we have
a team now.
We've been shit for 20 years.
Because we don't have COVID fucking us up. We're not losing fucking points because we're cheating, and we're still getting fucking wooden spoons.
We're only 2 rounds in.
We don't know, bro. Remember that year we got stripped of our points? And we had the shittest fucking team.
Because we won the 9s, and they stripped us of the 9s. Because fucking accountants couldn't fucking write up numbers properly.
No, because it's just... The Para guys were too dumb to hide their freaking salaries.
That was a bit of an administration problem.
You know what it was? Like, we all know when you get accountants, they got to be Jewish. Do you know what I mean? We went and got...
Asian.
Yeah. We went and got some Turk straight up that does accounting and went,
2 times
no
2
one's
is,
going to know
6.
this extra zero.
Who's going to look at it?
No one's going to notice that.
Oh, no, that'll be good.
And then when the fucking NRL board walked into the office, like, why you come fast?
Don't go anywhere.
I just saying.
Don't go anywhere.
I just saying, why you come fast?
And then they got the NRL board their Jewish accountants and they went, L'chaim. Zero here, zero like
Shalom.
In 2 seconds, bro. We got fucked. Look, I think...
being a bit anti-Semitic here right now.
I'm telling that they're good accountants.
I work in Penrith and I drive past the Penrith Stadium every day. Bro, look, Panthers, the actual club, is actually really, really impressive, bro. They have 16 restaurants in there, blah, blah.
Because if I live with those Deros in that area, I'd have a big club too, because what do? All they do is drink and gamble.
That's not the point I'm coming to, but...
Because my club would be that big too.
A word that Inan is going to like... The juxtaposition of the stadium and that club, it's like, bro, you need to do something about the stadium. It looks old and bro, it's probably got, the whole nostalgia. The fans probably love it, blah, blah. But bro,
nah,
it's not a Bank West.
They're smart, man. What they said, look, the stadium works.
Yeah.
All right. How do we get more money for the stadium? Improve the leagues club.
Bro, have you seen Para Leagues Club? I haven't been there in a long time, but it was shit when I did go in there. It looked like it was worse than Dooley's.
It's still the same.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
Nah, nothing's changed. But they're doing some renovation on the outside.
But you're talking about Parramatta. It's like massive CBD or whatever you want to call it. It deserves something a little bit better, don't you think?
Because I don't think they have enough land to do something better. Because have you seen that little house that's in the middle? That stubborn person that did not sell?
Yeah.
Because they probably offered them twice the amount of what it's actually worth, and they went, no, I'm good here, man. Because I would be too. That's perfect location. Central business
I'm
district.
late to the game. Imagine you live that close and you're a Rooster supporter.
Oh, babe, I'm popping over to the game.
Don't do it in Parra, then do it somewhere just outside. I mean, like the north side of Parramatta, there's a fair
They
bit
built a training facility in Castle. No, not Castle. What starts with K? Somewhere near Castle Hill, K. Kellyville, yes, Kellyville. Oh. They built I think a $2 million or $5 million training facility, if I'm not mistaken.
No idea, bro.
Anyways,
no idea on the location. I know that they built something
fuck
new.
Parra for this week. We're done. NRL. I don't even want to watch the other games. Fuck all the other teams. I hope they all get struck by lightning and
you are a shit
and we win the team by
the sport. Gold Coast winning 28-14. Almost done. That's the game.
Broncos. More like donkeys.
Oh. Nah, it was a good game. I mean, you had something to talk about. What were you in?
Yeah. I was just driving to work the other day. And had the radio on coincidentally. I don't have it on very often.
Yeah, me neither.
But
I never have the radio.
They're talking about with all the sexual assault and rape charges that's going on right now, like apparently there's like an increased amount of numbers. Obviously, you lock people up, they're gonna fucking rape people. Like you go into lockdown, it's gonna happen. But they're talking about creating this app, and I think Inan's heard something different, so I'll explain what I did. So this whole Services New South Wales app we have for checking in at restaurants and stuff like that because of COVID, they're trying to implement an app like that where you sort of check in and you give an actual written consent to be able to have sex with your partner or whoever it is. So women are going to be given this app and they sign in, they do a fingerprint, I don't know what it is, and it says pretty much I give consent to Emin to have sex with me to stop this whole there was no consent when we had sex.
So let me just I just want to get the scenario right in my head. So I'm at a club, just an example. I go up to you, you're a female, and I say blah blah blah.
Get down on your knees and stuff.
Oh my god, baby, you're so cute.
Do I pull out my phone or she pulls out?
I think she pulls out her phone. From what I understood, it's the female's responsibility to give the consent.
So, but then how does she sign it?
So she has that app on her phone, and then she has to fill out details. So like
my name.
It's like Fati Chol at 7:15 p.m. on the 3rd of November.
Wow.
I give consent, tick, and press like sign in or whatever it is.
So what about if I give a fake name?
I don't
That's
know.
true.
So
you were already thinking about flaws already.
No, it was more along the lines of like, because it's...
Maybe you got to show a photo of their driver's license.
That's what I'm saying. Like, imagine that.
I don't know.
Stupid.
Here, take a photo of my license.
Hey, do you have ID on you? No, we can't have sex.
Oh, damn, I forgot it at home.
Fuck, all right, I'll see you later then.
Can I send it?
Mom, can you
come kick me out?
How about this? We have sex and I'll send you the photo tomorrow.
Just take a Snapchat. Nah, look, that's never gonna work. That is so stupid. Like, it's like, you know when artists have it, that whole NDA, is it NDA?
Yeah.
NDA sort of thing. Okay. There is so much flaws to this. There's so much. Put a gun to the girl's head. I'm not giving examples out here, but I'm pretty sure people out there, if they want something, they're gonna have it regardless of what the app says.
Oh no, I don't think it's gonna stop raping, but I think it's going. Their aim behind this whole thing is to stop she gave me consent, and then like she's charging me for rape.
Yeah, because all these girls.
So like, if she signed it, then she's given legal consent.
So then the
to have
guy
sex.
must have this. I would assume the guy would have this. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, what's your name? Do you mind just writing your consent?
So from what I understand,
I don't know. But if the girl has
like a Tinder-like app, so like for instance, Tinder is actually this is like a not same topic, but what Tinder's actually going to implement soon is a check. So you give the phone number and then it gives like a police check or some shit or something like that. I didn't get the details properly, but it was like Tinder was going to start this process of identifying individuals more appropriately. So before you go and meet people that you don't know or you've met through Tinder, you've already got like background information of them. I mean like it's pretty contradictory because it's like, Tinder, what are you expecting from Tinder? Of course, all the perverts, all the fucking sex freaks, all the filth.
I get that, but look, I know our views are probably a bit more
conservative
when it comes to this, but you also got to think of it as when we don't live in a conservative country. Okay, so if someone wants to have X fun on a certain X app, you have to think of it like this. It's like, okay, I get the concept of Tinder. I really do. Okay, if someone wants to go on there and say, you know what, I want to have sex with someone, or I want to, or some people find the love of their lives. Whatever it is.
Is it a sex app though? Isn't it a dating app?
Yes, it is, bro.
Dating
I
app,
used
but
to
it's
work
just
with
turned into a
people. They
sex
used to
app.
just cop like this.
It's a dating
like that,
it's
bro.
It's a dating app.
It's a dating app.
Not even talk. It was like, yeah, you want to meet up? Bang, they meet up.
But that's what
Do
it's
their
become.
business.
I mean, like, that's not the intended
I
thing
think
behind the app.
Because what else is it? Tinder.
It's a dating app.
It's not a fuck.
Because to find the
do you
love
know?
of your life.
Do you know what the
Like eHarmony and Muslim
Muslim
girls.
Single Muslims.
We were like, the reason why Tinder was so different when it came out was it implemented hot or not. That's what.
That's right.
But wasn't plenty of fish and stuff doing that years ago?
Guys, can I?
But it was never connected as a chat portal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I come across someone, I swipe right, that person swipe right. We can now talk. That never existed before. It was swipe left, swipe right, swipe left, swipe right. That's it. There was never an end product.
No, Plenty of Fish, I'm pretty sure had
It's
that
for gay
whole
people,
thing.
isn't it?
Nah, Plenty of Fish is for straight people. That's Grindr.
Oh, whatever, bro.
But Plenty of Fish had a like, are you interested? Yes. Are you interested? Yes. And then it would let you make connection.
Like, you know what the thing
It
is?
doesn't
Like,
sound as fun. Do you know what I mean? Interested?
no,
as
but
in
I
hot
don't.
or not?
No, I don't know the terms behind it.
can I bring up an interesting point? Okay.
No.
From what I understand, the majority of these sexual assault crimes or sexual abuse incidents, from what I hear and from the majority of these reports that they outline how it became, because they're always they get to meet. There's influences of maybe drugs and alcohol,
Yep.
you know, and then they get situated where, of course, I put myself in perspective as a male. Bro, we've all been there.
Have we?
No, not been there in necessary. We've
Mentally.
Okay. Let me rephrase that. Sorry.
We've had the thought process.
We've all had the feelings and the urges and the desires. Is that better?
Have we?
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Fuck. Making me sound like sweet. Anyways, bro, from what I understand, from what I hear, it's always these incidents have always started from kissing, touching, and then it's progressed to, all right, I don't feel comfortable now, I'm gonna stop. Now, not my issue, but from what you know, what I'm getting at, hey,
Yeah.
cause no, I'm not saying that this is this is what's the word? It does give it no, because of course when a woman says no, it's standard. That's it. You know, you have to listen, regardless of what your body desires or whatever you feel or what you want to do. But my point being is, bro, certain individuals are weak. All right, they can't control their urges. They can't control their desires. Of course, if women put themselves in that position, now I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm saying they're putting themselves into that position. Now I can see that grin, Fati, and I know you don't not agree with me, but I know you know.
I'm letting you talk.
But because they put themselves in that position. They really do. Like, let's be honest here. All right, whether people agree with me or not, they put themselves in that position, okay? Now, 9 times out of 10, a man will always be stronger than a woman. Yes or no?
Define stronger.
They can force upon.
Physically, I'll
you know what I mean?
In the high 90s%.
You know what I mean? I'm not, because there's probably women out there that beat the shit out of me, but
Amanda Nunes.
I beg to differ, but anyways, that's a different story. Let's not go off on a tangent. But like my point being is, how can you expect this guy, okay? Now, I'm putting myself in a position as a male, okay? I was once in that position. Now, I'm happily married. But, you know, how do you expect this man to go from, you know, give him all these signals, go through all these pretty much, but go through this experience and then go, nah, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. How do you expect him to stop? Honestly, this is an honest question.
But
like, I'm not saying, I'm not being a cunt. I'm not trying to make it out like, oh, you know, the girl has no right to say, I don't want to, like, that's it, it's enough. Of course, she's got every right to say that she doesn't want to do this anymore. She's not comfortable. Of course. I'm not disagreeing with that. But how do you expect that male in the amidst that point in time to go, yeah, no worries, man, we're good. See you later.
So I want to ask you a question, a counter question. At which point is it okay to say no, and then the guy's okay to stop by. Because, bro, going on a very extreme thing,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Imagine
No,
guy puts his dick in, right? And then he's like, hey, I want to put this cricket bat in there. Hey, let's fucking hang you and cut you up. Like, at which point does it become like, okay, she doesn't want to, I stop. Do you know what I mean? Like, for her, all right, kissing and touching and hugging and stuff like that, she's like, yeah, this is what I'm out for tonight. This is what I'm comfortable with doing. As soon as his dick comes out of his pants, it's like, no. And then what you're sort of arguing for the guy is, okay, we've come that far. Why are you stopping it now?
Yeah,
but that's
no. It's kind of unfair on the.
Just say it.
I sound like a fucking pervert. It's like I'm siding on the guys that are raping these bitches, you know? Because look, we've all witnessed experiences as to not witnessed. Now, I've seen personally with my own 2 eyes, women commit acts, all right, sexual acts, okay. Not on me personally, but I've even seen.
I hope so. You're married, bro.
No. But when I was young, before my children were ever born, like, cause like are we gonna be honest with each other or not?
I'm listening.
Okay, but I've seen this, okay, and I'm sure you guys can agree with me. There are, how do I say this?
Gangers,
yeah, straight up gangers. And if you don't know what a ganger is,
Google it.
Yeah, go Google it. But
so you could,
bro, there's women out there that are like, at a drop of a dime, ready to do whatever a male wants, and if they like them enough, obviously they've got self-esteem issues, you know, whatever you want to
not
call
always. Maybe she just wants a root.
Okay, but like, no, I'm just mentioning like this. Them. Okay, let me rephrase that. Disregard the self-esteem issues, but they've got factors leading to that outcome in their
Needs,
life.
desires,
Okay,
blah blah.
Exactly. But it's just like, you can't go out there, all right, put yourself at that risk of you know, these dickheads or these pervs, you know, forcing themselves upon you, and then go, you know what? I told him no, and he still went upon it, and then now like I've ended up in this, what do you call it? In this point in period. You know what I mean? You can, of course, but it's on. I don't know, bro.
But
I'm just pointing it out. I'm just pointing it out from a male understanding, okay? I'm not a female, so I don't know what these females are on about. So don't fucking roast me. Don't comment going, I'm a pig and whatnot. Because
nah, please do.
No, don't.
Let him know how much of a pig he is.
Okay, if you saw how I treat my wife,
look,
shut your mouth.
With this whole app thing, I think it sort of protects the male in a lot of ways, right?
Yes, I agree.
Because like when she
But
comes
I
back
can't
and
believe
says
it comes to this.
That's true. But my question is, and we sort of talked about this, is in that instant where you're kissing, you're hugging, you've now jumped in bed, you're naked, she's fine.
It's too late. It's
No,
gonna
no,
go.
no, no. I'm not saying it's too late.
It's a joke.
Right? And at some point during this intercourse, she realizes, no, I don't want this anymore. Does she just grab her phone and go, no consent,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
you're like
Like
it
we've
just
already
has so many issues with
you
it.
just pointed out a massive flaw. You know what I mean? When is it too late?
I
Oh,
don't
mate,
think the app would do
like, you know, the guy's about to.
No, but like, let's say in a case where a girl comes out in court and says, you know, this guy had sex with me when I stopped giving consent, right? The court is obviously going to look for evidence and be like, okay, 7:57, you gave consent, and then you're saying that by 8:30 that you stopped giving him consent, but you didn't sign off on this app.
Sorry, stupid. But then again, this idea probably came from a woman.
So much to cover in this topic. First off, we've got to make sure that we're...
Yeah, I know, you've been very quiet, Fighty. Let us know what you think.
We are three males speaking about women's...
And that's why
that's exactly why I don't want stupid comments, because I'm a male.
I will make that very clear.
That is why I addressed the male side of it, just for the viewers, and I said it protects the male.
If any woman wants to come in here and try to defend...
But what I want to get at, okay, and this is also comes down to what... I want to answer Inan's first question, which was the... Where does it stop? Where does the...
Yeah, exactly.
Where do we draw the line? I see this as well, okay, is... Okay, let's take the app out of consideration, okay? You go to a club, you see someone, you do everything pre-sex, if that makes sense.
Pre-penetration.
I was trying to find the consensual sex. That's what it is. I think what the male also has to consider is part of the hunt is also the potential of it stopping at a point where you are uncomfortable with. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
As in, I agree that the male will be come to a point where it's like, you know what, like, why wouldn't you go, like, that mindset of why wouldn't you go further because we did the X and X and X.
Yeah, exactly.
But if the girl is going, I don't want to,
women.
this is my limit. Do you know what I mean? My limit is everything bar this. The male, unfortunately, has to just go, that's part of the game, if you want to call it.
Unfortunately, we've fallen into this predicament of, there are perverts out there. There are sick individuals.
Pervert is a very different word.
Yeah, bro. Of course. All right, so what do we describe as rapists?
But he's a rapist.
Sexual assaultists.
It's probably more sexual assault.
Sexual abusers. You know what I mean?
Probably assault.
I don't know, like,
because
like the whole idea of it is stupid. All right, if we want to iron out this problem completely, hey, stop committing adultery. What do you reckon?
But you can't.
You know what I mean? Exactly. So control your fucking desires. Control your urges.
You can't tell.
But you just answered your own question
No.
there.
What do you mean?
Control your urges.
No, well, I'm telling these women, if you don't want to end up in this predicament, if you don't risk it, don't put yourself in that position.
But I'm saying the men here. You said control your urges. That plays for both sexes, man. It's not girls and it's not males and females there. Because if you look at it from a sense of, because again, we're thinking because we understand how it feels to be a male teenager.
Yeah, of course, cuz, and it's not easy. It
isn't easy, but it also doesn't allow for us to be in, or I should say us, the male species, to put themselves in a position where it's like, okay, I've gotten this far, and I now am in control of everything.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a choice. Well, it's more like you and I probably have a sense of where it's like, okay, back in the days, you go out, say similar scenario happens. I think probably all three of us, not 100% of the time, have this mindset where it's like, you know what, the girl said no, I'm pissed off. But I know I'm not going to do anything to her. I'm going to go, you know, do the pokies or fucking jump off fucking darling harbour pit.
Or scream, Simone!
Look, I'll scream some shit or catch a bus home and go to sleep. You know what I mean? Like, it's that types of stuff. While there's people out there who don't have that mindset where it's like, her saying no, I see this now as an adventure of a thrill. Do you know what I mean? The thrill
you're saying as the female perspective.
No, the male perspective where they see this and go, you know what, this girl's saying no. I know she doesn't mean no. She just wants me to go harder.
She wants,
Bro, it's the whole thing of the way we think as well, right? So for a guy, and I'm not generalizing all males, right? But for a guy who's at a club, who's got his... He's got his tongue in her throat, right? For him, it might mean that's it, we're having sex.
Yeah.
Right? But for a girl, it's like, hey, I'm out. I just want to hook up with a guy, no sex, and just walk away.
Correct.
Right?
That's
and
bullshit.
so,
That's
and when you have these two conflicting mindsets, right? The guy's like, all right, now is when I ask her to come back to the hotel. The girl's like, hey, and I'm not generalizing women here at all, but the girl's like, hey, I'm actually enjoying this. I like his company. He's nice to talk to. I don't want to go to his hotel because I know we're going to have sex. But if I say no, then I lose this person that I've met tonight. So, like... I can see how it's like, okay, yeah, I'll come, but we're not going to have sex yet. Obviously, the guy's thinking, yep, I'm bringing her back to the hotel now. It's sex. And when it starts happening, she says no. The guy's like, bro, I'm going to say that there's going to be some sort of pride involved, right? For the guy, I'm saying.
I'm not like that.
He's like, no.
I've never done this before.
Because I am not talking girl's perspective. I don't know how to, I'm talking guy. The guy brings her back to the hotel. He's undressing. He's ready to go. And she's like, no, I don't want this. Pride kicks in for the guy. He's like, what the fuck do you mean? You led me on for 3 hours in the club. We're here now and you're saying no. And I think there's that sort of aspect to the whole, no, we're doing this anyway as well.
Look, I've never had, how can I say?
Urge?
No, not urge. No, experiences. Like, if I put myself in a position, I've never had my throat down a random woman's throat.
It's always been a random guy.
But guys,
hey, guys are different, all right? We're the same. It doesn't count. No, but coming back to that point, because if I went clubbing, and if a girl had her throat, her mouth down my, her tongue,
mouth down my
she's anyways, her tongue down my throat. Cause that's it, bro. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna marry this woman. You know what I mean?
Wow.
The innocent person that I am is like, that's it, bro. I own this woman. That's it. We're gonna do whatever. Like, exaggeration. It's an exaggeration. But I own, like, what I mean by
I
own
own this bitch now. She's mine.
Can you give me consent?
She walks in a club, the guy's arm rubs like,
No,
hey,
bro.
fuck off.
Like, you guys would agree with me in the sense that if this certain act was to happen, it's a very intimate act, is it not?
I've never hooked up with a girl.
See, that's what I mean. I don't understand. That's why I'm asking you guys.
I keep my past previences as a thing. But what was the question?
I'm a virgin.
So like, no, I'm saying if a woman put her tongue down your throat, like she was kissing you, it was intimate, it was enjoyable. Like surely you're thinking, bro, this is mad. Like I'm enjoying this at the moment. I want this to keep going. I want to go further. It doesn't stop at, I've had enough of your tongue. See you later.
No,
That's
for me. Okay, look.
You know what I mean? Like how stupid is women to think that I want to go kiss guys and then I want to go home and eat a cheeseburger.
Every scenario has a different scenario, if that makes sense. I know that
No,
sounds so
I just brought up Iman's scenario that I just want to kiss a guy and go home.
No, it's more along
Or
the lines
hook up,
of,
as you mentioned.
You go to
I'm
you
just
go to a festival,
pushing this
you go
out.
to
Like, I'm not saying
Stereosonic,
this is
you go
right
to-
or wrong, cuz. I'm just putting this out as an example. Like, in my perspective, if a woman was to do that to me, bro, I'm just like, bro, in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, if she's doing this, bro, imagine what else she's going to do. Bang.
bring out the cricket bat.
Cuz, like, surely I can get a few people to agree with me on that.
You'll probably get most of the male
Bring out the
species to,
cricket bat.
you'll probably get most of the male species to
Yeah, of
agree.
course, because...
But that doesn't necessarily mean the woman is thinking the same.
Of course, yes, I understand. But how can you expect to not understand what the male wants? Surely women are not that stupid to say, yeah, it's all good, I'm just going to leave him here and fuck off.
Yeah, but in her mind, she's going, you know what? Throughout the night, I haven't seen a side of him that, you know, that kicks in that urge factor.
Yeah.
Do you mean urge is a very different factor to want?
Because it doesn't matter. If
I'm
you're a
getting
male
my-
and you do
we need
enough
male.
to get people excited.
She's a psychic. She'll tell us in the future.
What's she
what
going to
we
tell
would
us?
want.
Fucking ghost women stories? Get out of here, man.
No, what I'm trying to say is it's more...
Bro, like,
Two
I
people-
don't speak
two
for
people-
experience. I don't have an understanding because I haven't... I've had a very, how can I say, limited...
Sheltered.
Yeah, I'm sheltered.
Well, you
I haven't
gotta stop
experienced a
kissing
lot.
guys, bro.
I mean, bro, I've experienced things through movies. You know what I mean? All those
Kissing in movies.
Yeah, bro, I kissed my pillow.
It's on the fucking
you know, I was like, oh.
Bro, Morty, you need to stop practicing kiss the living room pillow when the dog's
But
been
you know what I
sleeping
mean?
on
So
it.
it's like,
Reminds me of,
forgive the
American
ignorance.
Pie is having sex with the pie.
That's all I'm trying to say. Like, forgive the ignorance. You know, this is just my opinion. You know, it's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. So fuck yous if you don't agree with it. I don't care.
Have you guys watched Big Mouth? Have you watched Big Mouth?
Is that a porno or something?
No. It's an animated series on Netflix. It's about kids going through puberty and stuff.
Oh, no, I haven't.
There's one character on there, Jay. He's like super horny, and he actually has a relationship with two pillows. One's a male and one's a female pillow. Inan just reminds me of Jay. Check out Big Mouth. It's a really good show. First few seasons are good. The last one was fucked up.
But yeah.
Look, I've always made my decision clear. Even in, I won't go into past experiences, but certain places you have certain expectations. I think you know what also plays a massive factor here as well is we watch American movies, for example. Yeah, you can notice more in American movies where when a kid reaches 18, 19, most or if not, if they go on a college, they're living alone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where here it's more, I'm going back to my parents.
Because it's obviously I don't factor in
For a vast majority.
like,
yeah.
bro, I'm what would you call the living arrangement that I'm in? I mean,
married.
no. In terms of my lifestyle, my culture, my religion, I mean, obviously, I follow to a certain extent the majority of what I'm not supposed to do, and that's where I hold my morals or my ethics, if you want to call it that. Would you guys agree with me? And obviously, being from a non-Australian, I don't know, culture or background, obviously there's certain different other, like at home, there's not really different rules, but I mean different expectations almost in terms of how can I say, how I live my life compared to maybe Australian cultures. Like for instance, one example I can bring, other cultures, sorry, it's just other culture. I mean, Australia is a very diverse country, but the point I'm trying to get at is, growing up, it was, even on TV, it's this culture of, you know, example, a father has a daughter and the daughter brings the boyfriend home. Now, in our culture or in our background, that is something that is never ever happening if we had daughters, or if our fathers had daughters, or if our, you know, any family or relative or friends of ours had daughters. You don't see that happening. You don't see, there's not even a boyfriend. So it's like, you know, like there's a clash of culture there where it's like, you know, from the get go, you know, girls are already living up to that standard of like inviting their boyfriends or their male friends home. You know what I mean? Like, not under any supervision, behind locked doors. So obviously you can see that there's, I don't know, experimentation. You know, obviously being through puberty, I mean, certain urges, I mean, are going to take place.
I'm going to ask you, I'm going to bring up a different point though. Do you think that this is not happening in the Muslim community?
Oh, of course.
It's just not happening
But no,
at home.
I'm just saying, obviously, yeah, right, if anything, it's happening more because they haven't seen that.
No, because they have. It's just not happening in the home. They still have boyfriends. They still have girlfriends.
Yeah,
they're
of
still
course,
hooking up. It's happening in a car,
yeah,
in a car
but
park,
I'm saying
not
it's
in...
so open. Actually, yeah, fair. Nah, this is not... It's really a statement and an observation on my part. Like, obviously seeing other cultures and how they go through their day-to-day life. You know, I don't know whether you guys agree with me or not, but I mean, that's how they go up. I mean, bro, if I was to bring a girlfriend home, bro, my mum would kill me. Like back when I was younger, obviously. I mean, I never brought any girlfriends home.
You can only bring your cousins. I knew who I was marrying when I was 3.
Oh, shit. But you know what I mean? Like, surely you guys can agree with me that, like, it's kind of brought up from a young age as to what's acceptable and what's not. Does that make sense?
On a culture basis,
Yeah.
yes.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know, because they can bring out apps, they can bring out restraints, they can bring out fucking, you know, some kind of contraption to put on a guy's dick that's raped women before and that it's locked so he can't use his dick. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just using my imagination.
Lock your knob.
You know what I mean? Like you got some metal pipe that, you know, stuck around and so like
the woman's gonna go on the app.
I was gonna say the same
and
thing.
unlock it. You know what I mean? But come on, there's no solution. Women can, like,
There is a solution.
What is it?
It's the 6 p.m. curfew.
I was gonna bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all gonna get locked up.
Yeah, fuck. Anyways, I'm tired from arguing such a pointless argument. Like there's an actual real argument. I mean, a real solution. But if I was to give this real solution, I would be considered the extremist, and I'm not going to put myself out there.
I think there's a solution to this that doesn't involve extremism or religion, right?
Kill everyone.
No, it's just education, bro.
Nuclear bomb.
But it's not education.
No.
It is education.
It's not education,
Because it is.
Nah.
Because if you like, I don't know, man. Like, I would never do it. But how do you, when the girl says no, keep going?
Power.
But that's fucked.
But that's what it is.
Yeah, but it's fucked.
Yeah, I know, but that's what it is, but.
That's what it is.
So if you're obviously
Power,
you're educating.
Guys,
Desire,
I know people that I know deep down inside, if those experiences were to happen, that I know in my heart that those people would not be the ones to stop. Does that make sense?
Well, I'll give you the best example here, okay? Let's take us 3, for example. I guarantee you, I'm not saying all of us will go to kill or rape or something like that, but our level of stop is definitely different.
Yeah, of course.
Whether they're so close to each other.
Because I saved the bird and look how happy I am,
each
bro.
other. I don't think that any of us will get to a point where we're fucking
Yeah, I
charged
agree.
or anything like
You know
that
what I
when
mean?
we're young.
Yeah.
But it's more along the lines of where you would stop will probably be maybe less or higher than what I would stop. So that's going to vary between just us 3. Now imagine all the people that are actually committing all this stuff. Do you know what I mean? Where you have certain people who's like, they haven't seen a woman for fucking 2 years or something like that. And they just understand, they get that one person who just, or that one person or that one day that just fucks their mind up. Do you know what I mean? It's like, nah, not today sort of thing. And then bang. It just takes that. And unfortunately, that's what it is. It's power kicks into play. The ability to, you know, how can I say this? To love the word no. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like that brings on another.
But
means.
Look how fucked up it is. I'm sort of leaning towards Inan's extremist views, but the fact that we have to have safe words now, like no is not enough. Like now we've got to say like fucking, I don't know, black squid to stop. Like,
how do you know my word?
no is no, bro. You don't need a fucking safe word. It's just, that's it.
Yeah, but what's happening in these scenarios now, and we've all seen it as well, is
sea cucumber.
It's the fact that people see no or people use no as a playful factor. Does that make sense?
No, don't stop.
No,
No.
no, no,
Bro,
no,
you
not
know
that.
what? We're going.
No, I'm not like that.
Yeah.
But you know for a fact she's
Bullshit.
trying to play you.
Yeah.
Like certain people. I'm not saying every woman, but in those scenarios where the guy's like, "Nah, she said no, but she wants me."
Cause like I feel like I've been on the I feel like I've been cornering the male side of this debate. Now, fucking.
Alright, we'll switch,
forgot.
go.
Like,
You mean like male and male, or?
nah, fuck them.
Hey man, you were the one that was kissing guys.
Nah, I'm saying.
You had a guy's mouth in
It's
your
just, I
throat.
don't like. It's of.
Spit it out, bro.
I forgot. To be honest, but I'm just that angry. It's just like I don't.
That solution won't work. Okay.
Because there's no
And
solution.
there is no solution.
Like-
I've had this argument before, and I'm gonna come across as the fucking antichrist now.
No, but
Well,
sorry, sorry, bro.
I'm gonna come across massively bad here. There is no solution to this. There is no solution to domestic violence. There's
There
no
isn't.
solution
There
to
isn't.
rape.
Because there is,
Unfortunately,
and that's where I was gonna come through. You know why? Because, and this is what I was trying to say with education before, like we went off on a tangent. A person who grows up in a household where he sees his mum being beaten to death every night,
Yeah.
when he gets married, it's almost
The norm.
it's a norm for
Yeah.
him, right? Whereas when you bring in education, you talk about women have rights, right? You can't hit a woman. No means no. To a certain degree, that is a solution, right? It's not going to stop all of them, bro. You're always going to have a guy who's on a power trip, who's, some deviant, who enjoys
Kaz,
getting off on,
Can I
but
give you an example?
you're sort of breaking the chain. If you're growing up in a household where, bro, and I'm sure this happens, thank God it hasn't happened to me, where you're laying in bed and your mum and dad are intimate and your mum's screaming, no, stop, and it's still going on. Same as like domestic violence, this is going to be something that becomes a norm for you, right?
Yeah.
Whereas education, at least those people who are only in it, not because they're sick motherfuckers or like because they're on a massive power trip, it's only because that's what they've been exposed to and that's what they see is right. Bro, some people honestly just need something basic like, hey, Fatih, no means no. Like, that's it. Like, when someone says no, there's no consent, it's wrong, you stop.
No.
People just need some, like, some people just need some basic things
Women
like that.
honestly do not need to put them in that sort of in those positions.
Because they're allowed
I know,
to.
Yeah, but
I know
you-
that sounds
you-
narrow-minded. I
you
know.
can
I
fight that
understand.
both
Cuz.
ways, man.
I agree. Yes, I agree. But cause let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, no. Let's be honest, guys. No,
I am.
but no, you get what I mean. Like, cause
Because the guy doesn't need to
like
put
I'm not
himself in
saying.
that situation.
Of course he doesn't. Cause I completely agree with you. Cause also the guy has to stop. Of course I agree with that completely. But cause there are sick fucks out there. Cause I reckon I personally know a few sick fucks. I'm pretty sure I've got friendships with a few of those sick fucks.
It's not me.
It's not me.
It's not
either.
me.
But the point I'm trying to get at is
I'd never let her
because
say
like
no.
you can create an app. You just can fucking make contraptions to get maybe chastity belts for women that you got to unlock. Like I've seen, I've seen. Yeah,
You got to get the key from her dad.
There's an actual one.
You got to play a game like fucking Elder Scrolls.
I think in China they made this glass. Oh no, it was Africa.
Is your persuasion high enough? Nah.
African women actually made these contraptions.
African women.
Fuck me, dude. Women
Africa's
in
not a
the
country.
continent of Africa.
Are we doing this again?
Women in the continent of Africa, meaning
From
several
African
countries in the
countries.
continent of Africa. I can't remember which country it was in particular, but because there was such an there was so many instances of women being raped in villages by these soldiers that they I think they created this little contraption where it was a glass and the women inserted it was a glass with spiky thing, so if any penetration was to become for these males, they'd get stabbed literally. Fuck, that's
What an
literally-
inconvenience for women.
but yeah, exactly my point.
This is a trap.
You know what I mean? No, so
Straight
this
up.
guy's forced this woman down and is trying to insert, and then it's like bang, his dick's bleeding.
Yeah, but you know what? Stereotypically in a continent where AIDS exists so much, the ladies just fucked herself too.
But because like the point I'm trying to get at is there's no solution. Like fighting, I don't know if Emin said there was, but there really is no solution because you can educate as much as you want.
You're never gonna get
In
100%.
In that moment in time, if a man's urge is telling him to go compete, continue on, Cause there is nothing stopping that urge.
Wow, you make us really primitive, like, bro. We're like apes.
And cause you're making it sound like men are more control over themselves. Nah, bro.
I'm talking
the filth
about
out there,
myself.
cuz. Come on, bro.
No, okay. There's filth out there, but think about it like this. Have you done it?
No.
Would you?
No.
So why are we
I'm happily
generalizing?
married, cuz.
No.
I've got 2 kids.
Why?
bro.
But no, I'm saying now. Like, as in...
No, of course
throughout your
not.
history.
Even back in my period, cuz like I've had very, very minimal experiences in terms of the opposite sex. Okay.
Well, look, we can argue this all we want, but it's the same mindset as every crime out there. It's the same.
Yeah, of course.
mindset,
Yeah,
you know what I
that's
mean?
right. You know, you don't see me going murdering people, but then again, you don't see me being quiet and not complaining when I've got to fuck with douchebags in the street on fucking roads when they're not.
But see the difference there.
But see, like I'm willing to get out and punch the shit out of these cunts.
But you don't.
But exactly,
See what I
because
mean?
I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to deal with the fucking stress of having to go through court and being charged.
But see what I mean? You can connect that to exactly what you were just talking about.
And on that side note, we will have a lawyer on soon. He's a famous TikTok lawyer, by the way, so stay tuned.
So Johnny Cochran's coming on. No, look,
The Asian version.
he's what was I saying?
I don't know. I feel like I've just been a pig, and like I'm sure like there's gonna be some kind of feminist group out there that's gonna have a protest
I'm
saying.
gonna-
I feel like you have a real problem with women.
No,
I'm
I
gonna
don't,
upload
'cause
this
I'm
video
married to
into
women.
like the feminist
married to
groups
women. I'm
and
married to
can you
women.
comment and let us know what you think? You know what? We should have a feminist.
Okay, surely, surely there's a group of women that would agree with what I'm saying.
I don't think.
I don't think so either, bro.
What am I saying? What
You
do
know
you
which
guys?
one?
What have you guys interpreted from what I'm saying?
pro male?
Pro male. Yeah.
Very pro male.
No. I made it clear. Do the little rewind bullshit you fucking did last
I don't
week
know how
and
to-
go back to the thing
I don't know how
where go back to me saying I agree on both parties, but being a male, I have more of an understanding
I agree
on the
with
male
you,
perspective.
But when you state that when it gets to a certain point, what do you expect the guy to do?
And like,
Of
The
course, he
women,
needs
they're
to
gonna
stop.
say, stop.
Because he needs to stop. Because there's sick fucks out there.
But that's what I mean.
That's what
like,
you guys don't understand.
they are the ones that we should be targeting. Going, why the fuck are you still going
Exactly.
ahead?
Yeah, see-
And there should be a mandatory law that if you commit rape and you are found guilty of that rape, instant.
but that's another
thing.
thing. Like, how do you prove rape?
Yeah, that's also true. There's so many
There's
bitter
a whole
bitches
nother
out there
thing.
that are pointing fingers, going, "He raped me," and then nothing happens. There's stories like that out there, bro.
There is. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree.
I don't want to
with
even
you.
go into that, man. I've made my voice clear. I'm probably like this massive extremist now. Fucking all these. Anyways.
Just to summarize
Fuck,
what
bro.
Inan said, women, you don't need to have sex, and
No. Don't
don't
put
need
yourself
to
in those
exist.
positions, bro. You don't know this person you've just met on Tinder. How the fuck can you put yourself in that position to go, yeah, I'm gonna come over to your house, or I'm gonna let you come to my house and drill me and fucking, and then I didn't want it anymore, and now if you ended up doing it regardless of whether I want it or not. Of course you're gonna be fucking spewing that it happened. Don't put yourself in that position. It's plain and fucking simple.
I'm laughing at drill.
same.
Yeah, I know.
Situation.
I'm just imagining this fucking. Imagine this Tinder
Because
picture. It's a
surely-
fucking Makita.
Cause like surely you can agree with me.
He goes over to the woman's house. I need you to hang this fucking frame.
Cause like I've got 2 sons, and I will explicitly be teaching them on the values of obviously not committing these horrible crimes or these
fine.
horrible acts.
I'll give you an answer that you can again. This I'm not attacking actually. I'm answering both his question, which was the education perspective on what.
Yeah,
you just
that's
said,
also
like,
good. Like, don't get me wrong,
But
cuz I'm not shutting
can-
his idea down, cuz
but
it's a great
even by
idea.
educating
But only
those kids doesn't necessarily mean that when they grow up that it's going to be the same
'Cause
scenario.
I know, cuz for example, I know I'm not supposed to commit a U-turn because there's a U-turn sign there. I've been taught by the
There is a big
NRMA.
difference between
RTA. No.
U-turn and
Of
urban
course.
fucking
But like
consent.
coming back to your point of being what's the word? Fuck's sake. Informed or
Educated.
educated about not doing the wrong thing, because on the daily I'm committing wrong acts on the roads. My name's not Inan.
But it's
But that-
different.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know
Because
it's a
there's no
minor
urge
yeah,
factor
Okay,
there.
yeah, fair enough.
You don't fight the urge.
In,
Bro,
to not
imagine-
in
follow.
no way have I said that it is appropriate or it is acceptable that a
100%,
man
100%.
can continue on even though a woman has said no, I do not
100%.
want this, I do
I
not
agree
feel
with you.
comfortable. Of course I completely agree that is wrong, that is completely wrong. But when a woman goes out on a limb and goes, I want to meet people, and I want to mingle with the opposite sex. You're putting yourself in that position. There's a high probability you're putting yourself in that position for that outcome. Does that make sense? Now I've made myself clear. So fuck yous and go fuck yourselves. Fuck, bro. I just feel like the biggest scum cunt now.
All the males on Tinder, just some advice for you. On your profile, put I don't stop when you say no if you do it.
Or you need a safe word.
It would just be funny.
See cucumber. See cucumber.
That's a Rick and Morty, another.
Love Rick and Morty.
But yeah, I don't know, bro. I'm done. I'm fucking exhausted from that because of these stupid women.
Wow, you are so anti-female.
After all that,
like, I love women. I want the best for you. Fucking stupid women.
Name me one smart woman. Go.
Wow.
Go.
My wife.
Greta Thunberg. How dare you?
My missus is just smart enough.
There's many smart women out there.
Of course there is. Like, it's a joke. It's a fucking joke.
Nah, because I'm gonna
don't be commenting. Don't be fucking flagging this. Don't flag this fucking video.
When we make the clips for the episodes, I'm gonna name it. Name me one smart woman. Small talk.
Let's see how big that list grows. Honestly, put it on TikTok. Let's see.
I'm just gonna tag every woman that I know.
Yeah, true. Look, obviously, I'll be calling my mum stupid, and obviously, I don't mean that. But a joke's a joke. Regardless, on a serious note, obviously, it's not acceptable. And
I love that you are reaffirming your position.
And unfortunately, because it's almost becoming. I mean, epidemic is a strong word, but it's becoming too normal, or it's becoming too common. Yep. Sexual assaults. You know what I mean? And not only that,
I think it was always common. I think that today it's not shunned upon to come out as a victim as it was maybe 50, 100 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what it also is, and I've noticed this in certain industries, women have become accustomed to it. And as bad as that sounds,
yeah,
where
that's
it's like
true.
certain industries, such as
music,
film,
Hollywood.
Like for instance, an example.
Logistics is massive.
Oh, really? Hey, I opened the roller door. I just expect to get a dick in my ass now.
I want to deliver something, so there's going to be 50 clocks.
You take the package, it's like, yeah, your fee would be 4 bendos.
not from that perspective, but from the sense of, because it's such a male-dominated industry.
I've got a truck full of ladies. You can have at them.
It's just more along the lines of like the verbal language, and everything amongst that. I don't want to go into full detail about it because...
Is it like the whole like workplace...
ethic? Workplace ethic is probably the best word.
Yeah, but that's everywhere, cuz. Like, I know what you mean.
But compare... Teaching, retail to logistics.
Go on, Emin, tell us.
Bro, teaching is a very female-dominated industry, bro. Bro, look, I've gone from two extremes. I've gone from teaching, where it's very female-dominated, into trade, where it's all males. Bro, males do not behave the same as they do in a female-dominated industry as they do in a male. Bro, we had one lift driver, poor girl. Like, I never witnessed her copying anything verbal or physical, but she was a lift driver. She was a pretty girl. And when 100 boys went on that lift to go up, no one spoke, and everyone was just looking in the one position. Like,
at what level they're on?
Yeah, exactly. This level 7, getting off here. Bro, a girl walks past the job site and she cops a fucking earful, bro. That doesn't happen in somewhere, say like childcare or teaching or retail. Like you
take care of that baby, don't you?
Yeah, you like that? You like the nappies?
Nah, look, I agree. See what I mean? Like, and that's what it comes down to. It's like, these women are now talking, like, I was reading an article today and it was just like, what percentage of scenarios, does that make sense? And that was up there, which was walking across
a construction site. Yeah,
construction
site.
site.
I'm sure we're all guilty of it.
I've never
one way or another, we're all guilty. And I'm sticking with...
or another.
To be honest, man, I think I never got to that stage. I really didn't. Maybe in a club, because
you've never drove past in a car at a girl and said, "You in the red, give me a head." You've never done that. Have you even lived?
The blue, dude.
You in the blue, meet the
know
crew.
what? I was always.
What was you in the white?
You and
Are
the
you
white?
tight?
Are you tight? No, you know what was
Classic.
weird, to be honest, I never did that. My main thing was always scaring the shit out of people.
Yeah.
It's like if there's girls.
Nah,
over-
You know what I do? I do this to old people. I'll just scream out, "Hey, Bob!"
Yeah.
or Tony!
Yeah, I'll just
and
be
they
like-
just look at me. It's like, who the fuck
Yeah.
is that?
I was always in that comedic factor, man. I never had that.
I remember this one very specific time we were on Parramatta Road and someone egged the bike rider.
That's slack. That's so slack. So
Bro,
slack.
I was a victim of this. We were in the city with Inan, and this guy drove past. He had his head out the window, and I thought it was one of our mates.
Oh, yeah.
And I called out his name. I was like, "Hey!" And then
He missed the flop.
I was like, "Oh,
Egg right in front of us.
why did he throw an ice cream at us?" And then I looked, it was an egg.
Oh, fuck. Imagine we got hit with that egg, bro.
Oh, it would have ruined our night,
Yeah.
bro. And then Inan was like 5 minutes, like, "You want to go chase him?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm pretty sure he's like 8 suburbs away now."
On that note,
I don't think the app is gonna solve problems. Yeah, look, if anything, I think it's gonna protect the males. Okay,
Yeah.
in that in court,
but
say
it's
I
just
had
sad
consent,
that we have to come to this.
bro. And what? Imagine how much of a mood killer it is.
Hey, I need you to sign here, please. Can you put your fingerprint here saying that you have given me permission to...
And wash your hands because your hands were just
You
in
know,
my bum.
what it reminds me of? Do you remember Hancock?
Yeah.
Hancock?
Do you give me permission to touch your body?
Yeah.
Yes!
Hey,
I love that film.
dude, it's happened
Bro.
considering people were the woman that was saved from drowning, and the lifeguard saved her. He said she actually sued
Yeah,
the
yeah,
guy
yeah,
for
yeah, I
touching him
remember
in
this.
Bro,
public.
the lifeguard's a dumbass. You know why?
Scum.
You just
I'll
let him
tell you
die.
why. No.
Yeah, straight up.
Because
I
when
would
you
have
get
picked her up and chucked her back into the water.
when you get first aid training, it's one of the first things they teach you is you need to ask for consent before you save them. Because if the guy,
So someone's dying.
I would understand.
Hey, sir,
that, yeah.
do you give me permission to save your life?
you have to,
Oh, fuck
because
off,
you have
bro.
to, because to
That's
avoid
why
that.
I don't get if someone's dying, that's not my problem.
You just
Straight
go-
up.
I did ask them while they were underwater.
Fucking
Like-
hell. Ridiculous.
It's drilled into you. You get first aid training every year.
Yeah.
Every single
For
year they
teaching.
tell you, bro, everything.
Yeah.
If you're working in like even in construction, there's
Yeah.
guys who have to have, bro. I think every business has to have a first aid officer in it.
Okay.
So that person is getting training every year, annually, and the first thing they teach you is before you respond, you need to ask for consent. Because it's a different story if they're unconscious.
Because you
and
can't expect to have that rationale when someone's like going or someone's dying in front of you to go, bro. The first thing you want to do is you want to help that person.
Because that's true. But if she had a cut on her left boob, right? Imagine there's like this gush on her left boob and you need to stop the bleeding because you are not going to be comfortable ripping her bra off and sticking your hand on there.
So what
To
do
be
I
honest,
do?
man,
What do I do?
I think my inner instinct would kick in. I'll probably do that.
You wouldn't. Trust me. Because, bro, even with kids, when I was working with kids and they get injured playing soccer or whatever, the first thing you're thinking is like, I need to get consent for this. It's drilled
Nah,
into you,
man,
bro.
not me.
Yeah.
It's
That's
drilled
it.
into you.
When
That's
a guy was
ridiculous,
overdosing a fucking Future, because I didn't think, I just stuck my hand
That's
out.
because that's a guy.
But the guy at the end, the guy could turn around and say, I didn't give him consent to do this.
He
Yeah,
fingered my
but like
throat.
I said, because it's circumstantial as well. If you had to rip a girl's bra off, I'm telling you, you would get consent. You're not gonna in the middle of the street rip this girl's bra off, let her boob fall
Because
on the
if
street. like-
someone gets saved, like they're literally dying and they get saved, and they get so petty that they sue this individual, fuck them. They should fucking rot in hell. Straight up.
you know, people who have strokes, I think it's strokes. A lot of the time they shit themselves.
Yeah.
Right. The first thing you're taught in, like, one of the things you're taught in first aid
Go grab
is
tissues and wipe.
no, bro, because you got to like
Yeah.
cover them up or like make it because this guy's in the middle of the CBD on George Street and he's got shit coming down his legs. The guys who work in the office next door are walking past seeing this because you got to protect their integrity. So you cover them up or whatever, like you just don't make a big deal out of it. Because if you were pulling a girl's boob out, on,
he shot himself.
you know what I mean? Like you have
Oh,
to do
fuck,
it.
that's this.
Did you shit? What the fuck did you
What
eat?
the fuck are you doing? He's
Reminds-
going.
Reminds me of Dave Chappelle. You know, Dave shit himself before he died.
But yeah, from like a petty point of
Yeah,
view,
yeah.
I agree with you. But someone who has first aid training, like a paramedic or like a lifesaver has already got this drilled into him.
I have my senior first aid.
Because fuck. Unfortunately, it's the shit world we live in, bro. Like, if
Bro.
someone saves your life and you have the fucking audacity or the nerve to fucking sue them, you are a fucking piece of shit.
Bro, I saved these 3 girls from drowning when we were at the pool. At the beach. I don't know if I explained this story, but I was surfing that day and it was unsurfable conditions. Like the waves were just dumping. They were massive. It was dangerous.
I remember this, yeah.
And for some reason, I took out the board and I saved the girls. Because in the process of saving these girls, I had my arms around their waist. I grabbed their arms to pull them onto the board. When I got onto the beach, their dad approached me, but he was just angry. He was like, "Did you save my daughters?" I'm like, "Yeah." I thought like I was being accused for touching his daughters. And I was like, ready to say sorry, man. And he was like, "Nah, thank you very much, blah, blah." But even in that instant where I honestly, because the lifesavers wouldn't have got to them in time. No way in the world. The current was so bad, and it wasn't like lifesavers had jet skis or anything. They were just on their paddle thingies, and it was rough. If I hadn't been there, those girls would have died, and there's no way in the world I was going to ask for consent from a 5-year-old girl if I could grab her arm and bring her onto the board.
Because she's dying.
Like,
She's not going to go,
understand that.
yeah, so... You know what I mean? Like, it's just fucking stupid.
Because in fact, I brought them together on the board. I sort of had them circled up and I was like, "Girls, we're going to get smashed. The wave's going to take us off. I just want you to come back to this." "Yeah, we're all good. We're all good. We're all calm." Like, in that situation, yeah, there's certain things. But, like, there's other certain shit that, bro, obviously you would ask for consent for.
Yeah. I don't know, bro.
It's a complicated world, man.
Because there's, like I mentioned, there's a massive solution. But if I was
Don't go in the water and drown. Don't put yourself in that position, bro.
Don't swim.
Thank you very much. Thank you fucking very much. Bro, especially in Australian
No one's
beaches.
allowed to leave their homes for the rest of their lives. Lockdowns are good.
If you're not confident or if you're not ready to face the reality of a certain outcome that may become possible, don't fucking do it. Simple. But you got these fucking wankers willing to go do everything and everything because they're free to do whatever they like.
Fuck
and
the
yet
free world.
You know, and once it doesn't work out to what they will like, all of a sudden it's a fucking issue. Now someone's got to pay for it.
You okay?
Disclaimer: that does not make it right that the individual has done the wrong thing. So again, I am saying disclaimer: DISCLAIMER.
African countries.
Disclaimer.
You know what, gentlemen? It has been good talking.
Yes, it has been very exhaustive.
Inan's a woman hater. Emin hunts children in waters.
And Fadi just sits there and listens.
Just sit there, smile, and scare people on the road. It was a good catching up, boys.
Yes, it was.
I will hopefully see you next week. We do, like Inan has said, we do happen to have James Pham, who is the greatest lawyer on the earth.
Yes, personal friend of ours. We went to school with him. Now he's a high status criminal lawyer in Sydney. He will be jumping on. Check his TikTok out. It's JB Pham, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll have it down.
Or JBP.
Isn't it JB Law or something?
Oh yes, sorry, JBP Law.
Yeah, something
We're
like
not
that.
Check his lawyer. He's got great
Check his lawyer out.
great free legal advice. If you have any,
He doesn't give legal advice.
if
for
you
free.
guys want any kind of legal advice, message me directly or comment under whatever video we put up and let us know, and I will personally ask myself. And if he doesn't answer, then he'll never come back onto the show. We'll try to get some
And
answers
just be
out.
prepared for Inan trying to find loopholes in the
Yeah,
system.
I'm going to
next
be asking
episode.
questions too, so look out for it. I'm excited. This will be a good one. Other than that, guys, I mean, there's nothing really else. So it should be exciting. Next week should be up the following week after that Friday. So
Yep. Follow us on Instagram.
yeah,
and
Instagram.
Subscribe on the YouTube channel.
We've got a TikTok video. We've done some videos. Other than that,
And women, stay at home. Don't get yourselves in
yeah,
those
just
positions.
comment, man. Just comment. Let us know what you think. If you think I'm a pig, let me know. I'll fucking reply
just
to you.
said
You just told them don't comment.
No. I don't have time. I don't even have time for my own social media, let alone fucking.
Gentlemen,
speaking of others.
hey, listen.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Laters, boys.